and welcome back. Rebecca here from Chakra Yoga and Wellness, and I am so excited to be sharing a heart-centered practice with you today. Today we are going to focus on our anahata chakra, our center for love, for relationships, gratitude, the most powerful energy that we have access to. So when you're ready, we'll start with our meditation to activate the center and get that energy flowing. And then we will move into our yoga practice, which will have a lot of heart openers in this practice today. If you would like to lay down, please feel free to lay on your mat. If you want to sit on the couch or on a chair, that's fine too. If you wanted to come cross-legged, just finding a comfortable spot to come into this present moment. And when you are ready, closing down your eyes. And taking this time to notice sounds around you, to notice any emotions or sensations that come up when you actually sit in this silence. Noticing where your breath is. And then beginning to deepen that breath. Inhaling all the way up through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Taking a few more deep breaths like this. As you inhale, I want you to envision this energy coming into your heart center, right at the center of your chest. You can even bring your hands over this area if you'd like, right over left. Continuing to breathe deeply and bringing your awareness to this energy center. And then coming back to that regular style of breath. And just noticing how your body might feel. Does it feel more relaxed? If not, that's okay. Leaving that judgment, letting go of that judgment. And then beginning to envision an emerald green light here at the center of your chest. And if your hands are here, imagine this energy coming from the hundreds of little energy centers in your hands, coming into this heart chakra, helping it to circulate. This green emerald light glows brighter, radiating out through your entire body. Feeling this energy of love circulating through your body. Bringing some gratitude in. What are you grateful for in this moment? Maybe it's a memory, a place, a thing, a person. Just bringing that into your mind's eye and noticing what happens to your energy, what you might feel. When we use this energy of love, this power of gratitude, we gravitate or we bring in more of that to us. So using a gratitude practice daily to help this energy to circulate, to remove blockages, any grief. When relationships end, that's grief. If we lose someone, that's grief, and it gets stuck in our heart if we do not process it. So taking some time to find that gratitude, to process any grief, helps us to move that energy through this center. Let's take one more deep breath together. And then when you're ready, just bringing yourself back. Maybe looking around. If you're on your back, maybe coming up to that seated position. We are going to start in our cross-legged position today. We're going to start with some movement, some flow for our chest. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side. We're going to bring them forward to touch. So we're rounding our back. It's a variation of cat-cow. And then as we inhale, we're going to open up that chest, bringing those arms back. So coming forward and opening up. Exhale forward. Inhale, open up. Doing a few more of these at your own pace. Finding your own motion, matching that breath to movement. And then opening up that chest, staying here for a moment. You can even bring your hands down to the mat if that feels good, or you can just leave them hovering. Lifting that heart, feeling that love. Maybe envisioning that emerald glow at your chest. One more breath. And then coming back to center. We're going to twist here, bringing our left hand to our right knee. Right hand can come behind us, twisting over to the right. Taking a breath. We're opening this chest here. One more breath. And then coming back to center, other side. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind us. Twisting over to the left, maybe looking over that left shoulder. Breathing, opening that chest. And then coming back to center, we're going to come into that tabletop position. And we're going to do some traditional cat-cows here. So hands are under shoulders, knees under hips. As we inhale, that belly comes down, tailbone comes up, crown of the head comes up. As we exhale, we're rounding that spine up like a rainbow in cat. Inhale, cow, belly down. Exhale, cat, rounding up. Doing a few more of these, finding your own pace again. Opening that heart when we're in cow, and bringing it down and in when we're in our cat. And then coming back to center, we're going to come into puppy. So we're going to bring those hands to the top of our mat. And then we're going to lower our chest, keeping our hips exactly where they are. We're going to lower our chest down to the mat. Maybe we can bring that forehead down. Maybe we're bringing that chest down. Taking a couple breaths here. One more breath. Coming back up to that tabletop, bringing those hands under our shoulders. And here we're just going to sit back on our heels. So hips to heels in our child's pose. We can bring these hands up alongside our ears, or they can be behind alongside our body if that's comfortable. Maybe we can bring our forehead down to the mat. Knees can be together, or they can be separated on the mat. Taking a breath in this child's pose. From here, we're going to come back up into our tabletop. Now there's always an option when I come into downward dog, and sometimes I'll stay in tabletop, there's always an option to do either tabletop or downward dog. So you can pick your variation. If you'd like to stay in tabletop, you're staying right here. If you'd like to come into downward dog, maybe you're tucking those toes, bringing your hands up a little bit, slightly, not just under your shoulders, tucking those toes, lifting your hips up and back. If you're in that downward dog, pushing those hips up, chest back towards your thighs, shoulder blades are relaxing down your back. Maybe you're walking out that dog a little bit, bringing each heel down to the mat. And then bringing those heels as close as you can to the mat. They're striving for the mat, but our knees are bent as much as they need to be to get those hips up. One more breath. Now, whether you're in table or downward dog, we're going to lift this right leg up and back behind us. If you're in three-legged dog, your hips are square, heel is reaching up. If you're in table, it's just reaching behind you, lengthening long. One breath. Pushing that heart back towards that thigh. Let's inhale. On an exhale, we're going to bring this right foot and place it in between our hands. So now we're in this low lunge. So this left knee can be down on the mat, or it can be lifted. And what we're going to do here is we're going to inhale these arms up into our high lunge. So taking a breath here, again, this knee can be down. Now from here, we're going to bring this back left heel down to the mat. So we're coming into warrior one. So that back foot is on a 45-degree angle. Or again, you might have different alignment, that's okay. Heel to heel alignment. Taking a breath in our warrior one. Now on your next exhale, we're going to bring those hands behind us. Two options here. Either grab your elbows, or you can clasp your hands. Wherever you are, we're going to open that heart up. Taking a breath here. Now on your next exhale, we're going to bring this right shoulder down to our right thigh. We can look towards the back of our mat. Peaceful warrior. One more breath. Let's bring those hands down to our lower back. We're going to inhale back up to our warrior one. Taking a breath. From here, we're going to move into our warrior two. So we're going to bring this left arm back, right arm forward. This back left foot is going to come parallel to the mat. So we're opening up to the left. We have a heel to arch alignment here in warrior two. Front right knee is bent. We can gaze over those front right fingertips, taking a breath. Strong warrior two. On our next inhale, we're going to flip that front right palm. Exhale back. Reverse warrior. Right arm up, left arm down the back of our leg. Opening that heart up. One breath. Keeping that front right knee bent. Back to warrior two. We're going to straighten that front right leg. We're going to bring our stance, that back left foot, in a little bit. We're going to reach this right arm forward, little micro bend in this front right leg. Left hip comes back. Reach, 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 reach. And then we're going to bring this right arm down, maybe to the inside of our thigh, or if you have a block or something you can use here. Left arm comes up, opening to the left. One more breath. And then coming back to that warrior two. We're going to bring our hands to frame this right foot. Then we're going to come back into that low lunge. We're going to bring this right foot back. So we're in plank here. Knees can be up or knees can be down in our plank. So finding your variation, we're going to take 2 breaths here, pushing into our hands, puffing that upper back. One more breath. Inhale. On our exhale, we're going to lower down. So you can lower down slowly, or you can come all the way down quickly. You can be on your knees or on your toes. Once you get here, bringing your hands maybe on top of each other and just bringing your forehead to your hands, maybe shaking out your hips a minute. Taking a breath. We're going to come into a back bend here. Great for opening our heart. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Arms are down alongside our body. We're going to come into locust pose. So palms can be down. On an inhale, we're going to lift our chest up. So fingertips are pointing back, and we can also option to lift those legs up. So toes, fingertips, everything's pointing back. Exhale, coming back down. Bring those hands below your forehead again. Take a moment. We're going to do that one more time. Tops of the feet are on the mat, knees are lifted, arms down along our side, palms facing down. On an inhale, lift chest and legs. Breathing. And then coming down, hands under our forehead, maybe stacked. Take a breath. The next option for a back bend is going to be bow pose. If bow is not in your practice, you can come into locust once again. If you're coming into bow, lift those soles up towards the sky. Hands are going to come back, reach around, grab the tops of those feet, and then on an inhale, we're going to push those feet into our hands and lift. Taking a breath. Lifting a little higher. And then exhaling back down. Let's bring our hands beside our chest. We're going to push back into our child pose. Hips to heels. Forehead down to the mat if that's available. Taking a breath. And then from here, we're going to come into our tabletop. Or again, you might come into that downward dog. So pick your option. If you're coming into downward dog, you're tucking those toes, lifting those hips up and back. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to lift this left leg straight back, whether you're in table or you're in downward dog. If you're in three-legged dog, that heel is striving up towards the ceiling, hip is square. On your next exhale, we're going to bring this left foot between our hands in our low lunge. This right knee can be up or down here. Inhale, reach up into our high lunge. Taking a breath. If you're coming into warrior one, we're going to bring that back right heel down to the mat. 45-degree angle of that back right foot. Hips, maybe grab your hips and make sure they are square. They're straight over this left thigh. That left knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Arms up, finding your variation. Might look different, that's okay. All of our bodies are different, and that's a beautiful thing. And then we're going to bring those hands behind us, clasping or grabbing our elbows. Inhale, open. And then coming back, bringing those hands back up. And then we're going to do that one more time. Bring those hands back behind us, open up. Inhale, exhale, peaceful warrior. Left shoulder to left knee, maybe looking back towards our mat, taking a breath. And then rising back up to that warrior one. Taking a moment here and just feeling some love energy. I am love. I deserve love. I am worthy. And now we're going to open into our warrior two. That back right foot comes parallel, right arm back, left forward, heel to arch alignment. Take a breath. Gaze over those left fingertips. On your next inhale, flip that front left palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Left arm back, right hand back down our leg. Left arm up and back. And then coming back to that warrior two, we're going to lengthen that front left leg. We're going to bring that stance in. Our right foot can come in a little bit. Little micro bend in that left knee. Left arm reaches forward, right hip back. Once you get to your edge, left arm comes down to the inside of your shin, right arm up, opening that chest. We can also use the block or something to bring the mat up to us. Trying to keep that spine straight. And then coming back to that warrior two, we're going to bring those hands to frame that left foot. And then we're just going to bring that left knee back, and we're going to come into our table. And then we're going to push back into that child's pose. You can always come into downward dog here as well. Just taking a breath here. And then we're going to lift our head and we're going to come into camel. So we're going to come up onto our knees. Now here we can take our hands, almost like we're putting them in our back pockets, or we can make fists and place them on our lower back. We want our elbows to be back towards, behind us towards the back of the room. Tops of the feet can be on the mat or toes can be tucked. I like to tuck my toes because then I can reach back, but option to just push those hips forward, opening that chest, feeling that love, that green emerald energy, that peaceful energy running through. If you'd like to bring your hands down to your heels, you can do that and push up, protecting that neck, maybe looking forward, one more breath, wherever you are. And then releasing, pushing yourself back up. Let's do a little child's pose here just to release our spine a little bit, maybe wiggling a little bit, moving in the opposite direction. And then we're going to come to a seated position. We're going to come onto our back here. So we're going to come into our final position as well. So if you wanted a bolster or a pillow for a heart opener, then you can grab that. Should have mentioned that at the beginning, but it's really great to lay on. You can open your chest a little bit more for today's practice. And have that beside you handy if you do have one, or pause it to grab one. And then you can lower down to the mat. So if you wanted to maybe come into a quick boat pose before you lower down to the mat, or maybe you are just ready to lower down to the mat, chest is up. If you are down on the mat, just pulling those knees in, giving yourself a big hug. And if you were doing the boat pose with me, you can lower down slowly to the mat, or you can just come right down. This is your practice. Let's bring those knees into our chest, rocking a little bit from left to right, massaging that spine, and breathing, helping to move that energy through our system. Let's bring those knees over to the right, drop them down into that twist, opening our arms, maybe gazing over that left shoulder. And then bringing those knees up to center, dropping them over to the left, maybe gazing over that right shoulder. And then coming back to center. If there's any final postures that you need, like happy baby maybe, or bound angle, recline bound angle, if there's anything you need, please take that now. And we're going to be coming into Savasana, that final posture. So as I mentioned, if you wanted a pillow or even a rolled up towel, something to put between your shoulder blades to open your back up, you might lay back on that. You might have your palms facing up, helping to open that heart here. But again, finding your own comfortable position. into our body. Staying in this present moment for a little bit longer. I want you to bring your awareness to your heart center once again. Just noticing what you feel when you bring your awareness there. And after that practice, what do you feel? Just noticing. Maybe you feel nothing and that's okay. And then this emerald green light at your heart center, anahata chakra. Imagine that emerald green light glowing. Our heart center is so huge when it comes to our self-love and self-care. Do you take care of yourself? Do you love yourself? Because you are the most important person in your life. So what do you need in order to thrive, in order to be happy? Because you deserve that. What do you need? And some affirmations you might choose to repeat with me. I am worthy of love. It is safe to give and receive love. I am grateful for every blessing in my life. I am grateful for every circumstance, everything that has brought me to exactly where I am, because I know I am in the exact place I am supposed to be. I am growing, I am learning, I am loving. I am worthy of my dreams, of my desires. I am pure love. My needs matter. And I love myself. Taking the next moment in silence to just feel anything that comes up here. And then when you're ready, bringing some movement back. You can always pause and stay right here. maybe bringing some small movements back to your body. Taking your time, there's no rush. Coming up to that seated posture when you are ready. And bringing your hands to your heart center in that prayer position. Thumbs against our sternum, and here just doing some little circles against that heart center, heart chakra. And then coming to stillness. Crown is up towards the sky. Sternum, abs, core, everything pulled in, straight spine. Taking a final deep breath here, inhaling love and peace and joy into that heart, and exhaling out those blockages. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you come back. I hope you comment. I hope you let me know what you thought of this practice. Journaling is really great. So even if you wanted to take some time after this, get out of your journal and a pen and just write about some of the things that came up. What are your needs? A lot of us ignore what we need because we're taking care of so many other people. But we as a society need to focus on ourselves and what we need and stop worrying about everyone else so much. So I hope you enjoyed this practice. I hope you take time to journal and reflect on this practice. Thank you so much for joining me.